Hello, my name is Joe. Today's date is the 27th of January 2026, and we're going to be looking at the Times Quick Cryptic Crossword by Teasel. And yeah, I think we will get cracking as soon as we can. So, one across. Dance curtailed by proper royal residence 8. Okay. Okay. Yeah, well, the royal residence I'm thinking of, if this is right, is Balmoral, which I think does work with this clue. So, dance, we're talking about a ball. There's quite a few synonyms for dance, but in this case, ball, B-A-double-L, but it is curtailed. So we have B-A-L here. Proper, in this case, I think is the word moral, and that gives us the royal residence, which in this case is Balmoral. Okay. Transport tons in chest. Yes. So this is bust for chest. Transport in this case is public transport bus, BUS, and then tons can be abbreviated to T, and chest could be your bust. Okay. 2 down, 4 letters. 3 learners welcoming universities reduction in activity. Yeah, I think this is lull. So 3 learners, well, there's the 3 L's. If you're learning to drive a car, you would have an L plate on your car to tell you that you were learning to drive. It's then welcoming universities, that's the letter U, into the word, and then a reduction in activity could be a lull. Dismissed from lesson, could one say? Nothing like as good as the others. Okay, I think this is a double definition. That means, I suppose, nothing like as good as the others. But it also works if you're dismissed from a lesson. You could say that you are outclassed. Yeah, so you're taken out of the class, and that means that you are nothing like as good as the others. 4 down, 6 letters. From the heights of Peru, a new cathedral head. Okay. Okay. So the second half of the clue here is helping me get this. And it's where it says a new. Because A can be A, new can be abbreviated to M. So I'm thinking the definition is from the heights of Peru, and I think cathedral head is the next part in the wordplay. And I think a cathedral head could be a dean, and that gets Andean, which I presume is what it's called if you are someone who is in or a place within the Andes in South America, the Andes mountain range. So that does seem to add up. 8 across. Being alone outside. Yeah. Wandering around lake. Yeah. Okay, so this is solitude. Not too many words, I think, fit in that letter pattern. So solitude could be being alone. And then, yeah, so the lake is the letter L. Out, being alone, outside wandering. Ah, yes. And then the word outside is anagrammed around the letter L for solitude, which means being alone. Lovely. Okay. 11 across. Obvious. Some applause means faultless performance. Obvious. Some applause means faultless performance. Okay. So if we're thinking of this as an equation, I think the equals in this equation is the word means. I think we've got a sort of charade clue here. And I think the definition is going to be faultless performance, because I can't think of something that means obvious some applause. If something is obvious, it's often described as clear and obvious, so clear. And then if you give some applause, you might give a round of applause. And that means faultless performance, clear round. Clear round. Let's go up here. Grand decay, producing rubbish. Yeah, I think this is grot. So grand can be the letter G. Decay is rot. And then that equals producing rubbish, which is grot. Okay, we've got 6 down here. Counterbid from rebel, duo, failing. Counterbid, okay. So I'm immediately looking at the letters in this clue, because the word failing makes me think that that's an anagram indicator. And then we have rebel duo. Now, if we anagram that, looking for a word that means counterbid, we could get the word redouble, which means if you redouble your efforts, you sort of counterbid your efforts. And I think that's right. Maybe we should look at 9 across here. Boundary shrubs trimmed at front and side. Yeah, this is edge. So the boundary of something is its edge. Shrubs trimmed, well, shrubs could be hedges. And if we get rid of the first and last letter of the word hedges, the H and the S, we get the word edge. Okay. I don't know why, but I could just see this one immediately. 7 down. Regular occurrences of dust easy to transform. To transform is such a clear anagram indicator in this clue. And dust easy is exactly 8 letters. So we're looking for regular occurrences of, or regular occurrences. And if we anagram dust easy, we look at the letter pattern we've already got. I think this is Tuesdays. So they are a regular occurrence. They happen about, well, every 7 days, don't they? Tuesdays, 7 down, based on that. Okay, 15 across. Intelligence, chief's name for emoji. Intelligence, chief's name. I think I know what this is, but I'm trying to see how it works. Intelligence. Chief's name. So okay, I'm going to put in what I think it is. I think it's smiley for the emoji. Intelligence chiefs. No. Well, is intelligence chiefs the letter I? But then Smlay isn't a name. Is it, in intelligence chief, could that be S? And then the name is Miley, as in Miley Cyrus? Someone might have to let me know about that one. Not entirely sure. Maybe I'm missing something. 10 down. Is one's playing career on the slide? Question mark. Is one's playing career on the slide? The question mark makes me think this could be just sort of a cryptic clue of some kind. I can't see that immediately. Let's come back. 12 down. This will get us lots of good starting letters. Mused about pool before first of dives. Okay. Mused. Well, my instinct is the definition is mused because of the ending where it says first of dives. That makes me suspect that this letter at the very end of this clue is the letter D. About pool before first of dives. Yeah. Could this be pondered? Because pond is a pool before. Yeah. Okay, this is clever. I was trying to work out where the ear comes from. But pond is pool, ear is before, as in sort of the archaic before would be ear. And then first of dives is the letter D. And that gets pondered, which means mused. A lovely, lovely clue. Old, crowded Danish city. Okay, I don't know the Danish city immediately, but old is going to be O. Then we want a word for crowded, and that's going to get a Danish city. How about dense? Oh, dense. I'm not certain of that. And that E is not a great corroborating letter. Let's see how we get on with that. Let's leave it in for now, but that might be wrong. 17 across. Was a Spice Girl... That looks immediately like anagram fodder, but we should see. Was a Spice Girl performing nothing on this instrument? Well, it's going to be an instrument, and there's only one instrument I can think of that could, yes, that would fit this letter pattern. Oh, okay. That's a really funny... There's been some quite funny clues this week. This is didgeridoo, which is this instrument. Was a Spice Girl, well, performing. Okay, so this is did Jerry, as in Jerry Halliwell, I don't know if she's still Jerry Halliwell, did Jerry do, and then nothing for O, as in 0, on this instrument, didgeridoo. Wow, what a clue. Okay. We'll go with 20 across, shall we? Vestment, right to go with medal. Yeah, this is robe. So right is R, medal is the OBE for Order of the British Empire, and that gets the vestment, which could be a robe. 22 across. Depicted Scottish saint omitting a name. A name, yeah, this is drew. So if you depicted somebody, you drew them. The Scottish saint is St Andrew's Day, the patron saint of Scotland. And if we admit a name, we admit A-N at the start of the clue for drew. Okay. Possible to interpret assortment of bread and ale. Yeah, so we've got a clear anagram. We're anagramming the letters of bread and ale. And if it's possible to interpret, it would be readable. We can read it. Nice. 10 down was the one I couldn't see before, but I think this is one's playing career. What could this be to do with? On the slide. Could it be trombonist. She's not, I mean, that must be what a trombone player is called, but I've never actually heard it. Trombonist. Because as you play the trombone, it sort of slides in and out in order to play it. I think that's right. Sometimes those clues can be tricky because there's no evidence other than just sort of, you know, what is there. There's sort of one level to it. 16 down. To separate wheat from chaff is instant success. Okay, to separate wheat from chaff is instant success. I think winnow, which, yeah, because instant could be now and success is win. Yeah, and I've never actually heard this word ever be said out loud before, but I think it's winnow. Somebody will tell me, which must be to separate wheat from chaff. Let's go with that. Okay, 21 across. Very personal hint. Yeah, okay, this is kind of a classic, isn't it? So, obviously you can say the word I've just written down there two different ways. Both are correct. Very personal would be intimate, and hint would be to intimate. I mean, to sort of suggest, to hint. 23 across. Emotionally aroused boy. Entertaining sorceress. Okay. Okay, I've got this because, and I'll explain exactly my thought process here. So 23 across, sorceress could be a witch. Okay, it's a sort of synonym for sorceress. And then you have to put a word for boy around it to get emotionally aroused. Well, switch on could be that, couldn't it? And a boy could be a son for switch on. 18 down. Heavy blow for party, and this is a bash. I'm just scrolling down because I can't quite see this bottom clue on my screen. Okay. Yeah, very simply for bash, heavy blow is a bash, a party is a bash. It is a simple double definition. Okay. Somewhat safer nutrient for plant not flowering. Well, thankfully, that's fern, which is spelt out somewhat in the phrase safer nutrient. We have FERN, and for a plant not flowering would be a fern. And we will submit without leaderboard because we've taken lots of time to discuss over these clues and explain them as we go along, but we are correct. Yeah, so a lovely puzzle from Teasel, not too difficult on this Tuesday. I really liked the didgeridoo clue. That was a very silly clue, to be honest. There was one clue that I wanted somebody to explain to me. Smiley, I think. I'm not entirely sure how that works. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the Times Cryptic later.